Hello and welcome to this episode of Dread Captures, the ultimate destination for those who seek the thrill of witnessing the unexplained. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the most compelling and jaw-dropping camera footage we can find. Trail cameras, security cameras, and other recording devices can capture events that occur when no one is around. We have gathered trail camera footage of wild animals, cryptids, paranormal activity, mysterious creatures lurking in the shadows, and strange phenomena that defy explanation. We have it all. Our team of experts scours the internet and beyond to bring you the latest and greatest in the world of wildlife and the unknown. So whether you're a seasoned cryptozoologist, a veteran outdoorsman, or just a curious viewer, buckle up and get ready for an adventure like no other. Now, let's get into the captures. Before we get into today's captures, visit dreadsarmy.com to sign up for the Dread Weekly newsletter so you don't miss out on any updates. Also, check out all of the channels in the Dread Network on dreadsarmy.com or in the description below. Thanks for listening. Now let's get to the captures. This next peculiar footage comes to us from a woman named Colleen, courtesy of the website Sasquatch Chronicles. Colleen stumbled upon this video on the internet, which intriguingly was filmed by two teenage girls from her own hometown during a work break. On the way to get lunch, the two girls passed by a local cemetery. It wasn't long before they spotted something extraordinary. After several minutes of observing in stunned silence, one of the girls had the presence of mind to start recording the baffling spectacle. The video reveals a dark figure engrossed in fervently digging into the graveyard soil, using nothing but its bare hands, akin to a wild animal. The intensity of the digging was startling. Upon viewing the girl's video, Colleen felt compelled to visit the cemetery herself. When she arrived, she discovered a fresh hole in the ground, evidence of the recent excavation. However, the mysterious figure responsible for the hasty digging had vanished, perhaps much to Colleen's relief. So, what was captured on this unsettling video? A cryptid caught in action in the graveyard, or simply a deeply troubled individual performing a morbid task? I'll leave the interpretation to you. Picture yourself adventuring through a forest, only to come to an abrupt halt at the sight of an unexpected scene. A majestic buck stands before you, showcasing an authoritative display that is as startling as it is captivating. This imposing creature pounds its hooves into the earth, broadcasting a warning. Accompanied by a powerful snort, each outburst seems to echo a bold declaration into the surrounding wilderness. Witnessing this display on screen is already enough to send shivers down your spine. The thought of standing mere feet away from it in reality is almost unimaginable. Yet, in the grand scheme of nature's intricacies, we can't fault the buck for its behavior. This show of might and determination is simply the creature's instinctual fight or flight reaction, triggered when it perceives a threat. After all, every creature, even a seemingly formidable buck, has its own way of dealing with potential danger. Let us now dive into a mystery. We bring you an intriguing spectacle, set within the serene backdrop of a river, concealed amidst a mountainous terrain. Captured on camera is a mysterious furry creature. Seen from the back, it stands half submerged in the water, its torso boldly protruding above the surface. Considering the river's depth, reportedly 5 to 6 feet, the creature's impressive height can't be understated. The intriguing possibility proposed by the person who shared this footage with us is that this may very well be Bigfoot. Given the visuals before us, it's a tough suggestion to just dismiss. What adds weight to this theory is the recounting of local lore. This area has had its share of Bigfoot sightings. The figure you see on your screens could be another addition to this cryptid chronicle. But here's a twist. As much as we're intrigued by the idea of a real-life Bigfoot encounter, we can't ignore the unusual physique of this creature. It's notably leaner and more slender than the typical descriptions associated with Bigfoot. So, are we genuinely staring at Bigfoot? Perhaps a female? Or could this just be an intricate hoax, a well-crafted plot designed to create a buzz? We're eager to hear your take on this compelling mystery. Drop a comment and let your theory be the one that unravels this enigma. The following footage is truly remarkable. A gentleman found himself capturing what at first seemed to be a monkey while filming in a wooded area. However, the situation quickly escalated into something far more chilling. The creature, which initially appeared to be a common primate, abruptly noticed the man and pursued him with alarming determination. The distress and motion of the chase made the footage a little shaky, making it challenging to capture the creature clearly. One thing is certain though, this was no ordinary monkey. The entity moved with an uncanny agility on all fours, its legs exhibiting an almost human-like structure, yet not fully upright. The man's terrified reactions underscore the terror elicited by this creature. This gentleman has been making efforts to have the footage authenticated by experts, but he claims they are too frightened to visit his property. Whether this assertion is true, we cannot confirm. Speculation abounds. Could this be the infamous Dogman, said to stealthily inhabit these woods poised to ambush unsuspecting prey? Might this be another sighting of the legendary Bigfoot? Or is it merely an amplified tale of an ordinary ape encounter? I'd love to know what you think about this intriguing encounter. Let me know. You know, I think I might have been more surprised about our next clip than I was when I saw my first cryptid encounter. This is crazy. A Bengali man is seen walking through a field with some fishing poles, likely heading to a fishing spot. All of a sudden he stops, in the middle of the field. And yep, he's about to wet a line. He crushes up a snail for bait, breaking up the hard shell to get to the meat and baits the hook. He has put together some makeshift rod holders that he hammers into the mud. It looks like he has taken the top half of a normal lightweight rod, strung it up with line and a hook, and drops it into a sinkhole of some sort in a field. I mean, what is going on here? Is this field on top of a body of water? Myself and everyone in the comments are very confused. After a few minutes, he hooks a catfish. You can see the rod bending over. Here is where my first bit of skepticism creeps in. That doesn't look like how a rod reacts when a fish hits it. Catfish do fight a little differently, but this seems like just pulling, and he's mighty calm when that rod dips down like that. Nevertheless, moments later, he pulls a decent-sized catfish out of the hole in this field, and just like that, he's hooked another. Now, I do have a few questions first. How does he know where to drop his line? Why does no one ever fall in one of these holes, never to be heard from again? I need some more info on this. Has anyone seen this before? Is this real, or is there someone off camera pulling the line and attaching a fish? Please let me know what you all think of this. Let's dive into an eerie visual journey that has been captured on camera. It's a video showcasing a woman entranced in a sleepwalking episode, her unconscious state resulting in an array of bizarre actions. The scene opens with her navigating her house in deep throes of sleep. The seemingly ordinary situation takes an unsettling turn when she ventures into the kitchen. There, she begins to toss items from the refrigerator, as if searching for something unseen to our eyes. However, it's the incident with a glass that sends shivers down our spines. She places a glass on the counter, which inexplicably shatters into countless fragments, as though a phantom force exerted its influence. If this was staged with special effects, the execution is beyond impressive. The sleepwalker then embarks on her journey up the staircase, her movements eerily akin to someone possessed by a malevolent spirit. Her actions grow even more peculiar as she consumes toilet paper, and seemingly in response, the carpet behind her stirs of its own accord. The climax of her nocturnal odyssey finds her in another woman's room. Standing eerily still by the sleeping woman for an extended period, she then rouses the woman with a gentle touch, and the sleepwalker is awakened, and the recording ends abruptly. The entire event was captured on a home security camera, adding a raw, uncensored authenticity to it. Yet, one can't help but feel that the happenings seem a tad exaggerated for a simple case of sleepwalking. What's your take on this? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Dylan Anderson was spending time in a friend's backyard, which conveniently borders an animal preserve in Iowa State, encompassing a thickly wooded forest. Out of the shadows, peculiar noises start to resonate, prompting Dylan to start recording the unusual sounds.
So I'm up at the ridge line right now, about where the fence is at, and so behind this fence over here, there's a wood line. It's about 9:48 in the night. So we just heard a scream a little bit ago. I don't know if you could see past this, but so behind this where I'm pointing right now, there's a forest back there, and that's a pretty big forest. It's a state park. So there's nothing that's back there, and it's protected, so I don't know. But we're back here, and there's this fence right here that protects my friend's yard, where we're at now. And from that, I don't know what you'd call this, but there's a pasture right here with a bunch of trees. You can't really see them. I don't know if you can see that tree or not. You see that tree right there, that fern, right there? That's a fern, and then there's a bunch of other ferns all around. And it gets more dense as you go back. But what happens is this creature comes up against this fence, and it jumps this fence. And it was standing, we think, right in this where I'm standing right now. And my friend's inside right now, but I'm getting this footage. And did you just hear that? That was it. Oh. Guess I'm out. This.
The question now is, did Dylan manage to capture the haunting cry of a legendary skinwalker or some other cryptid on his recording? Or could it have been some strange animal concealed in the woodland? Could the video be a fabrication? Or does it bear authentic evidence of an unusual creature? One point worth noting is an odd light visible among the trees in the footage. This peculiar illumination appears to descend to the ground synchronously with the eerie howl.
And did you hear that?
Some viewers on YouTube have proposed that this might resemble a bizarre glowing eye. But what's your take on this? We welcome your theories and interpretations. Project Amber is a popular YouTube channel that features the fascinating travel adventures of a British man named CJ and his canine companion, Lance. Primarily, CJ explores unusual and isolated locations across Europe, setting up camp in his van for several nights at a stretch. Now, an important aspect of this channel to note is that it is not a paranormal channel at all. This channel is a travel channel only. However, there's one particular video that stands out from the rest. While camping in an exceedingly remote part of the French countryside, CJ is engaged in a routine repair of his camper's fridge. Suddenly, his dog Lance, who's off camera at the moment, starts behaving oddly.
Right. Now I'm sure with house fridges you're supposed to... No. Right, so I'm pretty sure with a house fridge, if you move it, you're supposed to leave it like 12 or 24 hours though. I'm going to give it the full 24 hours, I think, to... What are you looking at? You keep freaking me out, dog. There's no one over there. Can you I'm seeing something I'm not.
CJ takes a moment to explain why Lance's actions are beginning to unnerve him. And at this moment, I can tell CJ is really freaked out.
A well, just where I'm parked, you go down this little track and there's a well with a big metal bar on it. And originally I was going to go and park there, and I saw the well. Instantly started thinking about the ring, which when I was about, I think it was about 10 when it came out, scared the shit out of me. For like a month I didn't sleep properly. And now the dog keeps looking over in that direction at where it is. So I'm like, nah mate, I might move. But I can't.
As dusk descends, the situation becomes progressively weirder.
Okay, I'm seriously freaked out now. A minute ago I could hear like really loud moaning, like just booming across the mountains. So I've come down to where I could hear it. I got to this old well and it stopped. I mean, that thing's wild freaky. It's like something out of The Ring. But just as soon as I got here, just from over there, there's no track or anything, it's just wood. This girl appeared, dressed like kind of like a monk, no shoes, and no hair. So I said bonjour and that, and she responded. I asked if she was okay, but she didn't respond then, she just carried on walking. So I carried on a bit and then thought I better double check. Went to go and find her again. She's gone. So up that way, that's where my van is, and that goes to the road. But down where she went that way, there's nothing, and there's nothing for miles. Where did she go? I'm gonna leave.
CJ explains that Lance, who usually joyfully greets newcomers, refuses to approach the peculiar bald girl. This is quite unusual for the friendly spaniel, making the girl's presence even more unsettling. Later on, CJ catches sight of the girl once more. This time, he manages to capture her on video as she aimlessly meanders through the remote woodland. CJ also mentions that he spotted the girl again later, but was unable to record the encounter.
I saw the girl another 2 times. The last time I was near the van and she was running through the forest.
Finally, CJ decides he's had enough of the unsettling experience. He quickly packs up and departs from the strange area. So the question arises, did CJ have a paranormal encounter with a ghost while in the isolated French countryside? We invite your interpretations and thoughts on this incident. Sebastian Acosta, a resident of Miami, Florida, began hearing unusual sounds around his new house. However, he didn't pay much heed, attributing them to some small wildlife. Shortly after moving in, he filmed a video to showcase his new residence to his parents. On reviewing the footage, he discovered something utterly unexpected. According to Central and South American folklore, the creature he captured on camera closely resembles what is known as Duende. Translating to a goblin or troll in English, Sebastian Acosta's story gained so much traction that it was featured on Telemundo News. The question remains, did he capture an elusive creature on camera, or could it be an elaborate hoax? Alternatively, it could simply be a peculiar-looking animal scurrying along a tree branch. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this uncanny footage. In the chilling weeks of January 2017, during the stillness of the night, an attentive security officer captured something extraordinary on his surveillance camera. The gentleman, who had observed numerous puzzling occurrences during his late-night shifts, was taken aback by the spectacle he now faced. In the grainy footage, a mysterious luminous object smoothly drifted towards the camera. It radiated an eerie light that seemed to challenge the known laws of nature before disappearing out of the frame. Perplexed by the sighting, the man decided to share the footage online, reaching out to the paranormal community for insight. Several theories emerged, with some suggesting the presence of a spirit orb, thought to be a carrier for ethereal beings and apparitions. Others proposed that the glowing entity could be holding ancient energies, or even levitating creatures from dimensions beyond our understanding. As for my personal interpretation, I can't help but entertain the idea that it might be an interstellar traveler or extraterrestrial spacecraft silently navigating our world. It could be on a journey to a destination that remains a mystery to us. Please tell me your thoughts and theories on this fascinating phenomenon. Let's delve into a curious piece of footage that's made waves across social media, more specifically on TikTok. This video swiftly captured the attention of netizens worldwide, gaining viral status within mere hours of its posting. The spectacle that has everyone talking involves a bird that appears to be suspended motionless in midair. Remarkably, this bird doesn't seem to be exerting any force, nor are its wings visibly flapping to maintain its suspended state. Upon closer inspection, however, a slight fluttering can be discerned in the bird's wings. It's subtle, yet not quite enough to facilitate the act of flying. What cements the authenticity of this phenomenon is the camera person's decision to pan towards onlookers. They too are marveling at the spectacle, a collective witness to this seemingly defy nature event, providing credible evidence that this video is far from a deceitful hoax. But what could explain this avian anomaly? What forces might be at play that allow the bird to hang in the balance, defying our conventional understanding of flight? As we attempt to unravel this enigma, we eagerly await your perspectives and theories. Join us in deciphering this feathered mystery. Let's move on to our next piece of trailcam footage. It shows a surprising drama, a real-life survival story out in the wild, with a group of raccoons taking center stage. The action takes place around a watering hole, where the raccoons are quietly drinking. Suddenly, the calm moment is broken when one sharp-eyed raccoon spots a snake sneaking up on them from behind a tree, its intent clear in its cold gaze. That's where things get really interesting, as the hunted quickly become the hunters. It may surprise you to learn that raccoons, despite being known for their intelligence, are also quite capable of handling snakes. Showing great teamwork, the raccoons group up around the snake, blocking its path to escape. Then one bold raccoon steps forward and grabs the snake with its strong claws. Then comes the finale. Using their teeth, which are sharp and strong enough to tear through metal like it's soft chicken, they rip into the snake, quickly overcoming their unanticipated foe. After this intense confrontation, the raccoons settle down to enjoy a good chew on their well-deserved meal. In the frigid grip of winter, an eagle was observed soaring high above a starkly frozen lake. For an extended period, it meticulously scanned the icy landscape beneath it, eyeing a congregation of ducks that had found refuge on the lake's frosty surface. Within this unsuspecting flock, the eagle sought out its prey, its keen eyes assessing each potential target. Once its selection process was complete, and the designated target determined, the formidable raptor initiated its calculated assault. In a spectacular display of predatory prowess, the eagle, at breakneck speed, descended upon the hapless duck. The eagle's talons, sharp and lethal, plunged into its victim, their grip unyielding, anchoring the duck beneath the water's frigid surface. Methodically and without haste, the eagle began the laborious task of towing its prize to the shore. With each determined flap of its mighty wings, it propelled itself across the water, a spectacle of strength and endurance in the harsh winter environment. What transpired next was a spectacle as unexpected as it was extraordinary. It evolved into a thrilling clash of titans, an epic face-off between two formidable adversaries, each determined to claim their stake in this merciless game of survival. This chilling drama of nature's food chain played out against the stark backdrop of the frozen landscape.